I want to share something truly intriguing with you today. Something rooted in psychology and the subtle world of human attraction. Many men think they can immediately sense when a woman hasn't been intimate for a while, but the real indicators are far more nuanced than most assume. Psychological patterns often reveal that her initial greetings hold clues about what's happening beneath the surface. That's why I'm going to walk you through 6 fascinating patterns women often display when they've been without closeness for an extended period. And I'll be honest, the final one might completely shift how you perceive female attraction. If you're new here, you've found the right space. I share insights daily about dating dynamics, feminine psychology, and the tiny signals that most people completely miss when it comes to attraction. If your goal is to become more confident and develop a deeper understanding of women, then tap that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a fresh perspective. The first sign is when she greets you not with a typical hello, but with a story. Have you ever noticed a woman skipping the usual greeting and suddenly diving straight into something like, "You won't believe what happened at the cafe today?" This isn't meaningless chatter. It's what psychologists call displacement. When a woman hasn't experienced intimacy for some time, simply facing the emotional charge of saying hi to a man she feels chemistry with can be overwhelming. Instead of acknowledging that intensity head-on, she diverts into storytelling. It's not about the content of the story, it's about redirecting emotional energy into conversation, keeping your focus engaged while sidestepping the vulnerable moment of hello. Attraction psychology suggests these stories function as bridges, allowing her to control the emotional current without letting things feel too raw too quickly. The second indicator you might pick up on is an unusual level of politeness. Instead of a playful hey or casual teasing, she might greet you with a composed "How are you?" paired with steady eye contact, a formal tone, and a slight pause that lingers longer than usual. At first glance, this might seem like she's simply well-mannered, but psychological research reveals that heightened politeness can actually serve as emotional armor. If a woman hasn't expressed desire in some time, she may unconsciously rely on courteous behavior to create a sense of safety while keeping her attraction contained. The overly polished greeting isn't necessarily a reflection of her personality. It's a strategy to regulate the intensity of what she's feeling until she feels more secure in the interaction. The third sign is the accidental touch that doesn't feel entirely accidental. Maybe it's a light tap on your arm when she says hello, a gentle brush as she walks past, or a fleeting moment of closeness in a doorway. While it seems casual, psychology tells us these micro-touches are often an outlet for stored-up tension. A woman who's been without physical closeness for a while may unconsciously use the greeting moment as a safe opportunity to bridge physical space. These touches are often subtle, perfectly timed, and woven seamlessly into the rhythm of the interaction. What matters isn't the size of the touch, but the natural way it emerges, almost instinctively. In attraction psychology, these gestures function like tiny spark tests, brief, low risk, but deeply revealing. Fourth, pay attention to greetings that come in the form of small, almost unnecessary questions. Things like, "Did you find the place okay?" or "Was the traffic bad?" often appear even when the answers are obvious. She's not genuinely looking for information, these are filler questions. Studies in conversational psychology show that people use such questions when their attraction-related anxiety is elevated. If she's been in a long stretch without intimacy, that simple hello moment can feel amplified, so small talk becomes her emotional anchor. It's her way of softening vulnerability while keeping the interaction moving smoothly as she grounds herself emotionally. These quick, lightweight questions are less about logistics and more about managing the energy she feels in your presence. The fifth style is when her greeting energy doesn't quite match the environment. Picture walking into a quiet coffee shop and she greets you with grand gestures, an extra bright smile, or an enthusiasm level that feels more suited for a party. Initially, it might seem like she's simply in a fantastic mood, but psychology often frames this as compensatory behavior. When a woman hasn't experienced intimacy for a while, her nervous system might overcorrect by projecting heightened brightness and warmth during your arrival. That burst of energy isn't meant to overwhelm you. It's her way of camouflaging the nervous tension she feels inside. Attraction psychology explains that this type of greeting has less to do with the actual setting and more to do with balancing inner vulnerability with outward confidence. If her energy seems a little bigger than the moment, this may be why. And then there's the sixth pattern, sometimes the most telling of them all. It's the prolonged moment of eye contact before any words are spoken. Imagine her eyes locking onto yours and holding that gaze just a little too long, and only after that pause do the words finally arrive. This is not disinterest. In fact, it's often the exact opposite. Psychology calls this the freeze response, a brief, instinctive pause that happens when anticipation peaks just before action. After going without closeness for some time, that silent moment reflects a surge of suppressed desire surfacing in its most unfiltered form. The greeting might be simple on the surface, but the silence that comes before carries the weight of everything she's not verbalizing. That lingering gaze is rarely random. It's a doorway into the attraction she feels but hasn't yet expressed outwardly. Now, if you're curious about the next layer of this, how women greet you when they're not just interested but actively ready to take things further, when they want more than attention, then make sure you stick around for the next video. If these insights resonate with you, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so we can keep exploring the hidden patterns of attraction together.